When a man loses a wife, the pain he has to bear moving forward and having to train the children alone can never be understood by anyone except him. Now imagine getting married and losing the second wife again. The pain is unimaginable. As Christians, we thank God for the Holy Spirit, who indeed is our comforter. Today we want to talk about a prominent Nigerian pastor who lost 3 special women in his life. Pastor Daniel Odukoya was born in Kaduna, Nigeria on June 15, 1956, to parents from Shagamu, Ogun State. He's currently the senior pastor of the Fountain of Life Church, Lagos, a church with a membership strength of over 8,000 people. Pastor Odukoya worked for 12 years with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, until his voluntary retirement in 1994 to concentrate on the ministry God had committed to him. As an accomplished author, he has to his credit over 300 publications, including books, articles, seminar papers, and more. His books, Unleash Your God-Given Potential, Created for Blessing, 100 Nuggets of Wisdom for the Man of Significance, Volume 1 and 2, Home Affairs, and The Portrait of a Champion have gained a wide readership both locally and internationally. Indeed, Pastor Taiwo's life was a dream come true for every young, successful man in Nigeria. Pastor Taiwo met Pastor Bimbo Williams in 1980 at the University of Ibadan. The strong affection they shared in their relationship led to marriage in 1984. They both co-founded the Fountain of Life Church 8 years after their marriage in 1992. Their union produced 3 children, Toluwani, Oluwajimi, and Oluwatobi. The painful sting of death came crawling into his life when his lovely wife, Pastor Bimbo Odukoya, died along with 102 people on the ill-fated Sosoliso Airlines flight on the 10th of December 2005. Many feared for the survival of the Fountain of Life Church following the death of one of the most powerful speakers in the church as at that time. Pastor Bimbo's death was a shock because the entire Christian community respected her personality, and at that point, she was one of the trending televangelists. Prior to her death, it was almost impossible to find an unoccupied seat whenever she mounted the pulpit to speak. Her messages on singles and relationships were widely received and formed the pathway for many. Her death shook Nigeria as a country and the world at large. Pastor Bimbo was a life fellow and grand patron of the Chartered Institute of Corporate Management. She was also a fellow of the Certified Directors Institute, fellow of the Institute of Corporate Managers and Public Administrators of Nigeria, also a fellow of the Strategic Finance and Administrative Institute. She also received an award as an expert in the youth development in 2005, presented by the International Biographical College. She won an award as a female achiever in the religion section in 2001, and it was presented by the City People Group. She also received a reward as the Nigerian Woman of the Year in the category of Role Model and Inspiration. Indeed, Pastor Bimbo Odukoya was a rare gem, so you can understand why her death really shook the Christian community. In a recent interview, Tolu, the first daughter, revealed that her dad and mom were like bread and butter. She said, and I quote, I am sure he cherished all the time spent with her. My dad's love for my mom made him push her to achieve great things. People kept wondering who the pastor of the church was when my mom was alive. Whenever I told them it was my dad, they argued with me. My mom became more popular because she was on the television screen, but people didn't know that it was my dad's idea. Everything she did, my dad made her do it. If you are opportune to see her on television, she would always give credit to my dad. I believe it was a difficult process for Pastor Odukoya, but then God revisited him again, and with the love and support from family and friends, Pastor Taiwo remarried a South African, Rosemary Nompty Zulu, on the 5th of January 2010, exactly 5 years after the demise of Pastor Mrs. Bimbo Odukoya. And at that time, Pastor Nompty was 36 years old. The entire Christian community rejoiced with Pastor Odukoya. As we all know, a man surely needs a wife, and as a pastor, he indeed needed a woman to help him run the church. Pastor Odukoya's first daughter, Tolu, explained why her father had to remarry despite the love he had for his late wife. She said, and I quote, "That period wasn't easy for him. My dad was becoming an old man. Suddenly, when I came back from America, he was looking like a 70-year-old man. I saw him seated on the floor in his room and looking aged. He couldn't talk well. He was obviously broken. For almost 5 years, he slept on the floor as he could not sleep on the bed without his wife," she added. At a time, he didn't want to remarry. He was not ready for it. He still wore his wedding ring for almost 6 years after my mom's death. It was when he went to America for checkup that his doctor's friends looked for a way to take off the ring. Tolu revealed that he took a checkup for her dad to take off his wedding ring after he lost his beloved wife, Pastor Bimbo Odukoya. Pastor Odukoya and Rosemary Nompty met at her church, Triumphant Church International in London, where he came to minister. She claimed she did not envision getting married to a man that was married before. Talk more of a Nigerian pastor. Almost similar to Pastor Bimbo, Pastor Nompty was an educationist, life coach and writer of so many children's books. She took up the challenge to fit into the new shoe. Pastor Nompty began a great work at the Fountain of Life Church, although not replacing Pastor Bimbo but creating her own area of service. She preached from time to time on the pulpit and never hesitated to do too much. Pastor Rosemary Nompty thrust into the limelight once again after the release of her critically acclaimed children's book, No, Don't Touch Me There. The book, which was published in 2016, empowered children to confront any form of improper behavior or abuse and gives them the confidence to talk to trusted adults. It became a reference point among parents, educationists, especially children body safety enthusiasts, and experts. Pastor Nompty also founded Yazi Wednesday and Yazi Foundation, an NGO dedicated to producing books and resources for children. At Yazi Wednesday, she dedicated her time to writing books suitable for children, and her books were used by both Christians and non-Christians. Her books touched the lives of so many children across the world. Her foundation helped the less privileged too. She was largely credited for writing several children's books that addressed topical issues like bullying, gender equality, and life lessons. Their marriage produced 2 sons, Timilei and Jomiloju. Death came again with a sting in the year 2021 and took the world by surprise. Pastor Taiwo's social media page posted a heartbreaking news about Pastor Nompty passing on. She had struggled with cancer for 2 years before passing on in November 2021. Her family did well to keep the news of her illness away from the general public. Even though it was a bit evident from her pictures that she had lost some weight, we just couldn't conclude. Many people were of the opinion that something was indeed wrong. How will a man lose 2 wives in less than 16 years? But who are we to ask God questions? Moreover, the Holy Spirit is our comforter, and we believe that the Holy Spirit will comfort Pastor Pastor Odukoya. Well, one would think that was all of the pain Pastor Odukoya had to endure, but death came back again. This time, it took his twin sister. Kehinde, the twin sister to Pastor Odukoya, died in December 2021, few weeks after he lost his second wife, Pastor Rosemary Nompty. The news of her death was made public by his daughters, Zulu and Toby, who took to their Instagram pages to mourn the passing of their auntie. Zulu wrote on Instagram, and I quote, "My dearest Auntie Kay, my betting partner and one of my closest aunties, you were always there for me when I needed my mother the most. You held my hand and encouraged me. To say I will miss you is such an understatement. Rest on, Auntie, love you." Although we have lots of questions, but only God has the answer. We can't begin to imagine the amount of hurt Pastor Odukoya has to endure throughout this process. Losing two wives and his twin sister is a lot of burden, but indeed, the Holy Spirit is the greatest comforter, and as Christians, we must rely on Him. Please say a prayer for Pastor Odukoya and his family in your closet. We have exclusive videos in our video session. Do also check them out. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also turn on the post notification bell so that anytime we drop any new video, you will get notified first. Until next time, thank you for watching.